Hey divas, welcome to my channel. So I have shared many a story that I have written in my past, very cringy stories that I thought were bound to make me a very successful author by now. Like imagine right now, instead of being excited about Sunrise on the Reaping, um, the Hunger Games movie coming out next year, um, we were sitting here planning out the casting for Galaxies, the story I wrote when I was 13, which featured a love story where the man boy in the relationship suddenly got laser beam eyes and became an evil monster. Just imagine that was the reality of the world for a second. I'll let you mourn what would have, could have, should have been me. Anyways, I wrote many stories in my childhood, most of which were very tragic and dark. But aside from writing fictionalized stories about traumatic events, I also felt inclined to share with the world my life's adventures, and I created a blog site, and I briefly blogged about my life, and I think it is very regrettable. So actually it was like this app called Weebly or something, and a lot of people were using it and creating websites. And so I created one for myself, or actually my friend created and designed it for me, and then I posted on it for a short period of time. I will give younger me some defense though and say I wasn't just a lone loser who felt like creating blogs. This was a time period in which blogs were very popular. People were posting blog recipes. People were posting a lot of my friends also had blog sites, which is why I also wanted a blog site. And yes, if my friends jumped off a bridge, I would jump off a bridge too. But today we're going to just go through my blog site and read some of the things I felt inclined to write. Let's get started. This is the homepage of my blog site, and it just says my name. I'm a blogger and writer. I hope you enjoy my website. And then it was a mermaid cat, and then it linked my socials, and it said story I'm working on, and first blog obviously links to the story I was working on and my first blog. This this was my official welcome. Welcome to my officially website. Basically, this website is for blogs, some short stories, either based off real events or completely made up, which by the way feels like I'm saying that was my way of trying to dish out the drama of my life without specifically calling out the people in my life. So I'm claiming the stories are made up, even though this person is very closely resembling this person in my real life. Or maybe even other fun stuff. So, anyways, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I like to write, hang out with my friends, bake, and most importantly, in my opinion, I like to help people and inspire them to be the best person that they can be. How did I do that? Tell me how. That might sound a little quirky, but I don't care. I want to either be a writer or a counselor when I grow up. I know those aren't the highest paying jobs, but that's what I'm into. At least I had goals. My favorite genre to write about, besides stories based off my life, are romance mixed in with with a little bit of sci-fi and fiction. I say that after I wrote one story that fell into that category and maybe a little bit of fan fiction on Wattpad. Anyways, I hope you enjoy my page and I'll talk to you soon. Also, if you hate this page, then just leave. Sincerely, me. Also, thanks to my friend Caitlin for designing this blog page for me. Kissy face. Well, alrighty then. I think the funniest part about this is I had to include the fact that I like to inspire people to be the best person that they can be, which, how did I do that? How was I. How was I. How? So, anyways, we come to my first blog ever on the website. And it starts strong. Saturday, August 22nd. Buenos dias! Pack it up, wanna be Dora the Explorer. There's nothing wrong with being bilingual, but I was not. I don't know why I started it like that. Buenos dias! Welcome to my first ever blog. I don't really have much experience with these kind of things, but let's get this party started. 5 days ago, on Tuesday, I started high school, It was quite the change from junior high. So, first of all, the high school is bigger. No shit. The hallways are longer and curvier, and there's more people. No shit. In some classes, it's not just the freshmen. There's some sophomores and possibly some juniors and seniors too. We also have more sports and clubs, though I'm not actually in any of them. Also, this year we get the opportunity to go to homecoming, which at my school is sometime in September. My best friend's boyfriend already asked her to homecoming. Aww. I cringe now because he was a terrible man and that was a terrible homecoming, but so homecoming is a dance and basically there's going to be food and drinks, which is all the information I got. You cannot be that stupid, sweetheart. You cannot be that stupid. Even if you're not that personally like well versed in homecoming, like you've seen it referenced in the media. Homecoming is not this rare exclusive thing that was exclusive to my high school. Like it's everywhere. Surely you've seen one of the Disney character girlies getting ready for their high school dance. Like, see, I own a few beautiful dresses myself. I'd probably buy one for homecoming though, since that's what you're supposed to do. But it also depends on how many of my friends go to homecoming. I feel like, although it might seem kind of odd, it'd be an interesting experience for me. But I'll talk more about homecoming as it gets closer. Well, that's all I have to say for today. I don't really have a clever way to end this, so bye. Totes nailed it. Then I was doing a deep dive because the website was kind of confusing. Like I could find the link from the homepage to like my first blog and everything, but I kind of had to like navigate the whole website to find all the other writings. So I found another about me thing. And this one is presented with a pineapple screen because I went through a deep, long pineapple era, which they're still, one of my top 10 fruits, top 5 even. But, branding my whole self on pineapples was a little strange. Hey, my name is Willow. I'm currently a senior in high school, so this was added several years after the initial one. I love writing short stories, which is a passion I've had ever since I was a little fetus. Other than writing, I enjoy hanging out with my friends, watching Netflix. Duh. Chilling with animals, and making YouTube videos. I'm also extremely passionate about Crocs and own 15 pairs. I hope you enjoy my blog site. That's back when I thought 15 pairs was crazy and unheard of. And then I found this story that was called Birthday Party Drama from November. Hey guys, yes, it's me. I'm back with my blogging. I know it's been a really long time since I've made one of these things, but I'm here now, so that's good, right? So it is after homecoming by now. Heck, it's already November. The school year is going quite excellent. It was not going quite excellent. I love most of my classes, especially my drama class. Anyways, I'm not actually here to talk about my experience with school. So if you didn't already know, I'm 14 and a freshman in high school. One of my cousins turned 5 at the beginning of the month, and my aunt asked if I would help out at the party instead of just attending by watching the little kids. I was able to bring a few friends along with to help me out. There was about 21 kids ranging from age 2 to 8, and they were all jumping in the bounce house. So it was me and my friend's job to watch them. There was a ton of inflatable dinosaurs that the kids were playing with, and they also has birthday cake and cookies. So we took shifts in the bounce house. So this bounce house was pretty big, right? So it had like a slide and then a bottom where they jump. One of us stayed outside of the bounce house to make sure no more than about 13 kids got in at once. One person was at the bottom of the bounce house and another was on top of the slide to help kids up and keep the chaos at the bottom of the slide down. May I just say, it didn't work. They piled up at the bottom of the slide, and the youngest kids didn't want to go down because there was a ton of kids in the way and stuff, so we had to try and get them to clear out. Also, they were trying to pull each other off the ladder and also go up the slide instead of down. It was really chaotic. But finally we did go in for lunch, and then the kids played with my aunt for a little bit, and my 2 friends and I got the bounce house to ourselves. It was really crazy with all those kids, but it was really fun as well. Not like it really matters, but yeah. Hope you liked this vlog. I love how I tried to make a very simple story, like very complicated. And the picture I chose for this one was cats with a rainbow unicorn horn. I tried to make this out to be way more than it was. I do remember this. It was stressful, and we were struggling to keep all the kids at bay. But I'm obviously over exaggerating a story that didn't need to be told that long. Then I'm not going to read this because I think I've read enough of my dark stuff, but there was this whole paragraph about my biggest fear that I wrote once again when I was in upper high school, and it was about the importance of gun control. So that was randomly on there, which, like, more power to you for like posting it, but like, why are we posting something like that on a random little blog site that's supposed to have random adventures from my life? And I'm writing like what I'm assuming was like I don't know. We also have Galaxy, my old story, written on there, which was I've read, and that was my Hunger Games style story I wrote when I was 13. That's all that's there for the world to see. And that's it. So that is going to be all for this video. I know there wasn't much to it, which might be good, but I certainly want to know what possessed me to think that people wanted to read these things about myself. But that is going to be all for this video, and I will see you in my next. Peace out.